Hello, beautiful soul. Have you ever felt drunk? Not with wine, but with something deeper, more profound? Have you ever tasted a joy, a bliss so intoxicating that ordinary reality fades away? The Sufi mystics knew this state intimately. They called it spiritual intoxication, a divine drunkenness that shatters illusions, breaks boundaries, and unites the lover with the beloved. But why did these saints and poets speak of wine in taverns? Were they encouraging indulgence, or did they speak in metaphors to reveal something deeper, something sacred? Today, we enter the tavern of the saints. We raise the cup, and we drink the wine of divine ecstasy, the sacred tavern, where saints become drunk on God. In the mystical poetry of Sufism, you find taverns rather than temples. You find wine instead of scripture. You find laughter instead of stern solemnity. But these are not the taverns of worldly pleasure. They are places of ecstatic awakening. The great Persian poet Hafiz wrote, "I have become drunk without wine. I am intoxicated by the beloved's beauty." But why did these mystics speak of wine? Because ordinary language is too limited. The experience of unity with the divine is so vast, so overwhelming, that words fail. How can one describe infinite love, infinite joy? How can one describe what it feels like to dissolve into the ocean of divine presence? And so the mystics chose a metaphor everyone could understand: the sweet, blissful intoxication of wine. But the tavern they described is not a place on earth. It is within you, and the wine they spoke of is not found in grapes. It is the intoxicating love of God. The cup of love, from sobriety to ecstasy. Imagine holding a sacred cup in your hands. At first you hesitate. You wonder, am I ready for this? But the saints, smiling gently, whisper to you, "Drink, beautiful soul. Do not fear the intoxication of love." You take a sip. At first, nothing happens. Then suddenly your heart opens. Boundaries vanish. Limitations dissolve. Your worries fade away. All that remains is pure joy, pure bliss, pure unity. In that moment, you realize the truth. You were never separate from the divine. You only forgot. And now, in this moment of sacred intoxication, you remember. You are not a separate being. You are the universe itself, tasting its own sweetness, losing itself in its own beauty. The paradox of divine drunkenness, losing yourself to find yourself. In spiritual intoxication, there is a beautiful paradox. You must lose yourself to find yourself. To truly experience unity, you must first abandon the illusion of separation. The saints say, "Become so drunk on divine love that you no longer know your name." Lose yourself in the ecstasy, they urge. Dance until you no longer feel your feet. Laugh until you no longer recognize your voice. Become so full of divine joy that your identity dissolves completely. Because it is only in this dissolution that you truly find yourself. It is only when the ego vanishes, when the self disappears into divine intoxication, that the truth of your being emerges fully. You are not the drinker. You are not even the cup. You are the wine itself. The message of the saints. The cup is always within you. Now listen closely, beautiful soul. What is the sacred tavern's message to you? It whispers gently, joyfully. Do not seek the divine in rigid structures. Seek the divine in the sweetness of existence, in the intoxication of being alive. Forget rules, forget doctrines. Instead, drink deeply from the cup of life, savoring every sip, every experience, every breath. Do not fear intoxication. Embrace it. Lose yourself in divine love. And remember, you were never meant to stay sober. You were meant to become drunk with God's love, utterly dissolved, utterly ecstatic, completely free. In this sacred drunkenness, you will discover you are not a tiny drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean itself. The message of the saints, become the ecstasy. Now listen closely, beautiful soul. What do the intoxicated saints whisper to you? They say clearly, joyfully, abandon sobriety, not by indulging in worldly pleasures, but by surrendering completely to divine love. Become so intoxicated with this love that you no longer recognize yourself. Become a vessel, open and empty, so that divine joy can flow freely through you. You are not separate from this joy. You are the joy itself. You are the love you have been seeking. So laugh, dance, whirl, raise your cup high, drink deeply. Let the intoxication of divine love carry you home. Closing reflection. The tavern is within you. Today, we honor the mystics of divine intoxication, the poets who turned words into wine, the saints who became drunk on divine love, the souls who surrendered everything, only to find everything within. Their tavern may be metaphorical, but their truth is eternal. And so, beautiful soul, may your life be a celebration. May you taste the divine sweetness hidden within every breath. And may you always find the courage to lose yourself, so that you may finally discover who you truly are. Until next time, may you forever drink the wine of divine ecstasy.